Okay, folks, so I'm going to a funeral. I'll be taking 1604 all the way, and hopefully everything will work good. So I got the 24 millimeter. Looks like a few sprinkles happening, and it's a sunny day. Isn't that something? Ah. 1604, I want to go this way. Okay. So I'm hoping this is not too bright. I thought I tried at 9.5 and they got a +1, which I can't understand. They really like that f11 for some reason. And it's good in some parts, but when I get in the cloudy areas, I think it looks too dark. So I got it at 1/25th of a shutter speed, all right? And I'm hoping the noise isn't too bad. I'm using the Rode Wireless Go mic. I did bring some external batteries because I might use the ZV-1 Mark II on the way back. That way you can compare both devices. So it is sprinkling a little bit, which is good. What we need is a rain. We don't need no sprinkling action. It's 83 degrees outside, so I can feel the humidity. I see clouds in front of me, but usually it rains right there. So I hear a little rattling. I don't know what it's from. It's somewhere in the dash. And I don't know what they're doing here. They say it might be a 4-year project. I need to get on 1604 though. And it looks like the traffic may not help. Yep. So I have to go this route. So see, it used to be nice where I could make a left, but I can't do it. I have to go straight to go ahead on 1604. And it's about 10 extra minutes, okay, on this drive. But it's well worth it. I love the scenic view. See, now I have to get on this one. You see, it's sunny right now. So I thought the picture quality was good. When you have it on F11, it's like having an ND filter on, okay? not a polarizer, just an ND filter. And what? 11 from a 9.5, a stop. Yeah, that's pretty thing. So I can put it on F11 right now. All right, just to show you. That's F11. Some people like that. They think it's perfect. But wait until I get in underneath the cloud. And like I always say, don't trust the LCD screen. 24mm G lens. It's a 2.8, but it's at F11 right now. And what I really consider dark is F13, which I can do here. There we go. That's F13. So see, it got dark all of a sudden, right? And oncoming traffic. Okay, I think I can get in the right lane. Now I'm using a lavalier, road lavalier, plugged into the mic of the wireless Go, just to try it out. I've tried everything else. I've tried it with just the mic, and now with the lavalier plugged into it. I've had the lavalier plugged into the camera too. And I'm wondering if the rattling is from my thing that makes the car smell good inside. Doesn't sound like it. It sounds like a metallic shaking when I slow down. And it sounds like from the door, driver's door, or the dash. I have not pinned it down yet. Still looking. It's kind of like a joystick jumping up and down, you know, shaking. So this is at F13. Is it too dark? On a bright sunny day, it looks good right now, but it could be too dark. So I'm looking at the micromanaging. That's what I call it anyway. And I could turn off that feature, okay? Just take it, what it has in the camera. But I'm at 1/25th of the shutter speed. Got the 24mm. It's an f2.8. It's a lot different from a kit lens. That could be like a 3.5, which is like another 2 stops after 2.8. Boysville. So I don't know if that's for boys, or if it's, yeah, it looks like it's for boys, yeah. So what do you think of the shot? I mean, I like this road. I'm gonna go over here. I see a lot of cars though on a Saturday morning. Let's try again. See, it's dark, right? There's F11. This is what I was talking about. So if I do a 9.5, this is where I think it's perfect. So we'll leave it at 9.5. I just wanted to show you different settings. So when you get underneath clouds, sometimes it's too dark. I said, well, why not you just put on an intelligent auto? Well, then I get a lot of stuttering, too, with this camera. You get it when you slow down or speed up, or if you turn too fast, you know, left or right. I think it's okay turning left. It's just when turning right, you know, the wider field of angle turn, I guess, because it's closer to me. I'll have some stuttering. So see, this isn't too bad in the daylight. That's why I do these videos. I know they're a little long-winded, but I take it through at paces. And this camera, even if it has some flaws, okay, is still an excellent camera. Yes, it's only 8-bit. Yes, it's not doing 4K 60. But my experience, if you're vlogging or you want cinematic viewing, you do it at 24. But if you want smoothness while you're in a vehicle or, oh wow, are those solar panels? Wow, look at all those solar panels. I haven't seen that before. My goodness, that's huge. Wow. Can't believe it. I could put one of those in my backyard. Not on the roof, just in the backyard. That way, they'll collect all the sun, and I don't have to mow the grass. That's a ticket. But then I have to look at the cost effectiveness of how much does it cost just to mow the grass compared to what you're paying for those. Yep, they're paving the road up there, but I don't see anybody working. I think it's just one crew and they just move them around from one position to the other whenever supplies come in. And I always see them having meetings. And I'm always seeing about 3 people watching one guy work. So what do you think? 9.5 I think is good. I can put it at 8. Some say that's too bright. Here's F8. See, this is my go-to settings. You see, when you get in sunlight, it gets kind of bright, but when it's cloudy, I think it's perfect. So you see, the micromanagement is what I call the, what Sony does for the exposure compensation, is at a plus 1.5. If I do this, go to 9.5, it's at 1. If I do this to 11, it's still 0.5 plus. But if I do it at 13, it's at 0. This is the settings they want. And I think it looks too blue, too dark, and it's not what I'm seeing. That's the problem with cameras, okay? So now, in the sunlight, it has a plus 1. Is that too bright? I don't know. But the clouds look fantastic. There's a Sportster. He's going like, it might be 70. No, it's 65. Yeah, the service is at 11. That's why I left 2 hours early. It's about 55 minutes getting there, taking this road. But it beats going down through the city and stop and go traffic. And I like to drive. There's few stoplights, all right, which is okay. Less traffic is better. More scenic views is better. So I see this is at F13. And they still get a plus 1. Isn't that something? Let's go for it. Let's go for an F16, shall we? Oh, wrong way. Okay, F16, folks. At 0. If I was in an intelligent auto, they'd be doing the shutter speed and all that. I'm just leaving the shutter speed alone at 1/125th. ISO at 100. I'm just leaving it alone. And I'm just doing the aperture, the stops. So this is F16. I think it's too dark, but it's 0 on the Sony. This is what they like. They like it dark, and they like blue. Okay, so if I do F22, it's too dark, right? Oh, they got a 19 now. Okay. That's F9. That's too dark, okay? $16. $13. So see, now let's do 11. No, 9.5, okay? So, this is what I'm seeing, okay? And it may be brighter on the camera. And then again, it may not be. It might be just the LCD screen. And remember, I got the LCD screen on bright so I can see it in the daylight. That's what you have to look at. So I've been recording almost 20 minutes. Already past I-10. Here's the turn to, I think, the south side. So I got about another 30 minutes. So you got 30 more minutes to listen to me, folks. I'm sorry. See that barbecue place? I might stop by. See, I don't know if it's a barbecue or they sell equipment there for barbecue. Looks like a lot of fun. See, they had something at by Colorado Springs. I think it's between Colorado Springs and Denver, but they had a dinner theater there also next door. But you go into the barbecue place, they had a slide where you climb up to the upper floor and the kids could slide down. It kind of reminded me of Shakey's Pizza, where they had the black tables and the black glossed benches. But if you came in with a tie, they cut off the tie and then they posted it on the wall. But let me tell you, the barbecue was fantastic. And it was packed all the time. And that's where I had my first beefalo. Buffalo and cow mix. So buffalo is kind of a strong meat, strong taste, like deer. But you put it with a cow and you get less fat and a better taste. So anyway, so there's Junction 87. Yeah. So here's the turn. Yep, once you pass 87, then it's kind of like the south side. South 1604. There you go. Halfway, folks. To my brother's place and my stepmother's. But 10 miles Emmendorf. And you see these little shops in the homes, you know, beauty shops, whatever. And this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to slow down because two cars ahead of me. They're driving kind of slow. So I'm trying to match this, the speed of the car in front of me. So this is at 9.5. They got a +1. Now, the other way around is the shutter speed. So this is at 1/125th of the shutter speed. Watch what happens when I go higher. Right? So now I'm 200. And it's a little bit slower. Okay. Well, I mean, it's faster, but it's a little bit darker, right? Now it's a +0 or yeah, +0.5. Watch when I go one more. 250, and it's perfect. That's what the equal part of Sony wants. So they like f11. I'm trying at 9.5. They're not micromanaging. 1/250th of a shutter speed. See, now I think it's too dark, but Sony likes it. Okay. There's a lot of potholes. Yeah, you know when the gas is high when they don't show it. And people need gas, so they're willing to pay it. So this is 1/250th of a shutter speed at 9.5. So let's go to f8. Since I'm trying everything else, why not? That's 11. Here's f8. And I think it's too dark. But they have a +5. All right, 0.5. Now I'm in the sun, and now it's a +1. Isn't that something? And I think f8 is what I'm looking at. Now, I don't know if it's the depth of field thing, but you know what I'm going to try? I'm going to defocus the background. What do you think? Should I do it? It's defocused. And it got bright. Isn't that something? So it's clear. I thought I'd show that. I know a lot of you have already stopped watching the video. So see, it looks dark at 250. Here's 350. I'm going to go back to 200. See, that's what I'm looking at. And the MM is off. Okay, maybe I should have just left it at 1/200. But I'm looking at stuttering too. Okay? If I can see it on the camera, you can see it on the LCD screen. Or, I mean, on your TV or whatever you're watching. Usually on your cell phone. Isn't that something? So I learned something today. MM disappears if you have the right shutter speed and aperture. And you know what? I don't even see the aperture. Let me do this focus. Okay. So it's back to normal. Isn't that something? Cancel the switch. Okay. See, that's 2.8, 3.5, 4.5, 5.6, 6.7, 8, 9.5, 11. I think that's what I'm looking at. But you see, that's bright. Eight, too bright. 11. At 1/200th of a shutter speed. And everything is turned off. So, I don't see any hints or anything. They say it's perfect. 1/200th of shutter speed, f11. No, MM just came back in a +5. So let's turn it to f13, okay? This is what they call perfect, folks. See? 200th of shutter speed. So let's say if I move it a little bit. 250th, 125th. Okay, they say it's okay at f13. And I think I'm still broadcasting, hopefully. Yeah, you see my voice. Okay. So is this too dark or is it perfect? They really want that 200th of a shutter speed, folks. So, let's do another trial. Let's go to 500 of shutter speed. And let's go lower. There's f8, 6.7, 5.6, 4.5, 5.6. Yeah, that's too bright. So, let me go, that's 4.5. Let's go to 6.7. So see, higher the shutter speed, lower the aperture. Does this look better? And actually, Sony wants it darker. They want it at 7.1 and another stop. You believe that? I do. Well, it's f8. And now they consider it perfect. So I like f8, ISO 100. Stop us at f8. 1/500th of a shutter speed. I've never done 1/500th of shutter speed. And this camera will probably overheat shortly. Who knows? So I see a plus 5.5 came up. But they like it dark. They think this is perfect right here. So let's get to a happy medium. 750 of a shutter speed. They want it at a minus 0.5. All right. So let's go the other way. 350. So they say it's perfect. Okay, I can do 350. I think it's still too dark. So let's go down one more. 250. Now Sony says it's too bright. It's a plus 0.5. Isn't that something? And I still think it's too dark. .200 of shutter speed, now they got a plus 1. I'm going to leave it at 1/25th shutter speed. It's at f8. We're going to do the different route too. Okay. should be coming up to I-35 or 37. So that looks too bright, right? Guess what I'm going to do now, folks? I'm going to go to 60 shutter speed. All right? Leave it right there. I said it's too bright, which I agree. But I'm going to do the ISO. 1/25. See, go too bright, you can't get any lower. So let's put it on auto, all right? I got it on auto, and it's going crazy. Okay. I'm going to f9.5, 11, 13, 16, 19, 22. This is at f22. The ISO 100 needs to go lower. But it's 1/60th of the shutter speed at f22. I bet you've never thought of me doing everything on one vlog, car vlog. Just to test out on this 24mm lens, which keeps everything pretty sharp. And there's I-37. You'll see a truck turning. I don't know if you can see it, but you see now it says it's perfect. ISO 125, because I'm in the shade at f22. And f22 is pretty dark. So if I go through the city, this is the highway I get off to get on 1604. And it cuts 10 minutes off the trip. They got a lot of gas stations over here now. So what do you think at f22 at 1/60th of a shutter speed? Let's move the shutter speed up to 1/30th or down. That's too bright, right? And I got ISO on automatic. It looks straight. I'll move the camera a little bit. Trying to make it as straight as possible without it falling down. It's pretty stable with this Zedio tripod. There's Whataburger. Okay. So let's try a different ISO. Yeah, I can't get lower. It won't let me go there. Oh. Yeah, just 100. So let's they're accepting that. That's a +5. Okay. So let's go to another ISO up. 125. Still a plus 1, well, plus 5. So let's go up one more. 1/60th. Still a plus 1. So 1/60th ISO. Now 1 plus 5. It's too bright. Back to 100. I said that's where I go. So let's do 160. That's 145. There's 190, 160. Okay? At f/22, ISO 100. So you deal with the different shutter speeds. I'm seeing less stuttering, I believe, at 1/60th than at 1/125th. And this is 4K 30, you know, in the camera. And it's actually 29.97, okay? Well, you see how dark it got? And Sony thinks it's too bright. f/22. Okay. f/19. Right now. f/16. Right now. f/13. Right now. And Sony says, no, you're too high. It's a +1, plus 1.5. It's too bright. Now it's +1 since I'm in the cloud. And I'm at 1/60th of a shutter speed, f/13, ISO 100. See? In a bright area, they say it's too high. But if I do the shutter speed to 90, it's a +1. I don't know. Yeah, I missed McDonald's. That kind of. Service starts at 11. So this is 1/90th plus 0.5 plus 1. f/13. So if I go to f/11, it's too high. If I go to 16, still a little bit too high, or too low, because they're giving a +5.5. Isn't that something? And f/16. Okay, let's do f/13. +1, f/11, plus 1.5, 9.5 is what I'm seeing now, and it's a +1. So here's the meeting center. I got barbecue, I got drinks. or tractors. I don't know. I got a convoy going. Yeah. It's the south side. Keep going the wrong way. F8. 1/9 of a shutter speed. F8. They want it at 1/25th, I believe. Going the wrong way again. 1/125th. They say it's too bright. 250. Too bright. Uh-oh. Flat. So this is where I turn right to my brother's. So I got it at F8, 1/250th of a shutter speed. 200, 350. 500. 1/500, they say it's perfect. Are you kidding me? Isn't that something? Yeah, everything's perfect. And it's looking dark. And now they're doing like a -0.5. So I don't know if they're telling me it's too dark or they're compensating to make it darker. So 50. I'm going to go back to 350, 250. I'm going to go 250. Now it's perfect. But I think it's still too dark. Okay. So now, here's Applewhite Road. And on my brother's side of the family, because he's my stepbrother, is from the Applewhites. And I'm looking for the church, which I think I see. Oak Holland Drive, I think. Yeah, that's a church, so I think there's another left right up here. And that's why I come early also. Yep, road right up here. Idiot. One 250th at F8. ISO 100. How does it look? That's a house for the church. I didn't go far enough. I always get lost when I go to this church. I think this is it. I could be wrong. No, this doesn't look like it's it. Okay. I'm looking for the cemetery. It does not look like the church. All right. So, I'll go this way. Now make a left. I was looking for the cemetery, so that's why this isn't a church. So this is all in HLG mode. Now I'm going to turn it on Intelligent Auto. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay safe. Keep smiling until next time. Goodbye. Okay, Intelligent Auto. F11, 1/200th of the shutter speed, ISO 100. So I'm looking for the church. I think if I remember correctly, it's called Oak Island, but it's not on Oak Island. Yep, this is it right here. I'll be darned. Okay. It's on this street. The Bliss. Yep, Oak Island Global Methodist Church. That's it. Park here. Okay, I'll take the other camera around and shoot with that. Park here. See you in a little bit.